Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. My name is George Herrera with the Queens Home Team at Keller Williams Realty. In today's video, I'm answering a question that we got recently from a homeowner who was thinking of selling, and they wanted to know about taxes and specifically capital gains taxes. So the question was, when I sell my property, what percentage will I pay in taxes, right? So what percentage will go to taxes? And specifically, this homeowner was asking about capital gains taxes when they sell a property and what percentage it would be. So first thing to know is just the basic formulas for calculating the capital gain, and that's pretty much your sale price minus your original purchase price. So let's say you sell a property for $700,000, you bought it for $300,000. That means that you have a capital gain of $400,000. That's the capital gain, okay? And of that capital gain, that's where you would be subject to taxes, but there's other things that go into it, like the primary exclusion. If you live in a property for 2 of the last 5 years, then you're exempt up to $250,000 in capital gains of not having to pay taxes on if you're a single filer, and up to $500,000 for married filers. That's the primary exclusion that you also have to consider. And then there's also other things like your original buying expenses, selling expenses, repairs and improvements done throughout the years. But just to answer the question simply, when you sell your property, what percentage will go to taxes? Most people fall into the 15% tax rate for federal capital gains. So how does that work? Let's say you sell a property for $700,000. You bought it for $300,000, so your capital gain is actually $400,000. Now, from that $400,000, remember you have primary exclusions. You also have any repairs and improvements that adjust the cost basis. You have buyer closing costs when you bought it, seller closing costs whenever you sell it. All those figures adjust the cost basis, claim depreciation. So there's several different items that can adjust the cost basis. But just to keep it simple, $700,000, you bought it for $300,000, your capital gain is $400,000. Let's say you lived in the property for 2 of the last 5 years. That means you have you qualify for the primary exclusion. Let's say you're a single filer, so that's $250,000. So of the $400,000, $250,000 would be exempt from taxes, from capital gains. So you would have a gain of $150,000. That would be your taxable gain. And of that $150,000, most likely you would fall into the tax rate of 15%. So for federal capital gains taxes, from about $45,000 in income up to about $500,000 is all 15%, the tax rate, the capital gain, the long-term capital gains tax rate. So if you own the property for more than a year, long-term capital gains tax rate. So if your income is between $45,000 or so up to about $500,000, then your tax rate would be 15%. So that's why most people do fall into that 15% tax rate. And then it goes higher if your income is over $500,000. But also something to keep in mind is that in New York and in New York City, we have a city capital gains tax. So the city has its own and New York State has their own. So then you have to add those on as well. But to answer the question, when I sell my home, what percentage will go to taxes? So once you calculate the actual taxable gain on the sale, then most likely you would be paying 15% as a federal capital gains tax rate on the taxable gain. And remember, the taxable gain is actually calculated not just sale price minus your purchase price, but you also have to take into account all of those different things that adjust your cost basis, like repairs and improvements throughout the years, closing costs when you bought the property, closing costs when you sold the property, any claim depreciation, primary exclusions, etc. Right? So hopefully that answers the question. And if you have any questions related to capital gains, the formula or how this all breaks down, if you wanted to get an idea of what you might be looking at in terms of a capital gain and the taxable gain, feel free to reach out to us. You can always reach out to us via our website, queenshometeam.com/help, or you can give us a call. We have all of our contact info there in the description. All right. Thanks as always for tuning in, y'all. Stay tuned for the next episode. Take care and have a great day.